Hi, I'm Ron McKinnon from WhoKnowsThisStuff.com. We're here at Farm Technology Days in Waterloo, Wisconsin. We're here today. It's a renewable energy fair. We're going to be talking to people about solar, about geothermal, about biomass, and about some initiatives that the state of Wisconsin has in place. So stay with us, follow us along, and let's go have some fun and find out about renewable energy and what options are available to you. I'm here with Paul Parks from GE Energy. Paul, you're here at the Farm Technology Show. What's your message you're trying to get across here this week?
Well, we're just here to represent GE Energy and show some of the products and services that we've got, Ron, that a lot of people might not realize actually make their way all the way to rural areas like this and farm technology. You know, everything from biomass, engines that can burn methane from cow waste. Okay. Helps get rid of the smell, and also it helps make almost a closed loop cycle. Good for the ecology. Good for bringing renewable energy to the farmers. Allows them an extra, in some cases, extra revenue stream if they can sell some of that power and then power their own farm from it. So that's we build the combustion engines that go into that process. So there's that. There's our wind technology. We've got wind turbines and a lot of developers talking to folks in this part of the country and farms all across the country about putting wind turbines on their properties. So we're helping educate people about the wind turbines themselves. So that's the big hitters for us here at Farm Technology Days is just showing them how GE's renewable energy products can, come to their farms.
I'm here with Ryan Shriver from the Homegrown Renewable Energy Campaign. And Ryan, we're here at the Farm Technology Days just outside Waterloo, Wisconsin, and interested to know what your organization's all about.
Sure. Well, the Homegrown Renewable Energy Campaign is actually a coalition of a lot of different organizations being led by the Farmers Union and several renewable energy businesses that are interested in advancing 4 specific policies through state-level government that we feel will help advance renewable energy economies in rural communities and help break our addictions to dirty sources of energy like coal and oil.
Okay. And what are those 4 specific topics that you're highlighting?
Sure. Well, some of the bigger ones that your audience might be most interested in are things like making sure that people who choose to produce renewable energy through wind, solar panels, or biomass, or even anaerobic digesters on their farm, are paid a fair price by the utilities for any extra energy that they produce. Okay. And so that's the type of program that we're looking to advance. We're also looking at making sure that farmers and rural landowners are being paid adequate amounts of money for the planting the right types of crops that can be used in future biofuels plants. Another great policy we've been talking a lot about has been the Fuels for Schools program that's providing incentives and pathways for local farmers, businesses, and agriculture to supply fuel sources for our education system.
So how can will people find out more about your organization? Do you have a website address?
Sure. You can look at the Homegrown Renewable Energy Campaign resources, which are hosted by the Wisconsin Farmers Union at wisconsinfarmersunion.com.
I'm here today with Aaron Adler from Hot Water Products. And you can see behind us we have solar panels up there, Aaron. Can you give us an idea of what Hot Water Products is all about?
Sure, absolutely. Hot Water Products is a distributor of solar packages, solar thermal packages. In fact, we're the largest solar distributor in the upper half of the United States.
Okay, wow.
Located here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
So the purpose of your solar panels, I mean, obviously there's solar electrical generation, which is called photovoltaic, there's solar thermal. What is your market or what is growing within your business right now in regards to solar? Is it domestic hot water? Is it in-floor heating?
Sure. Like I said, we only do solar thermal. Our big market is domestic hot water. Okay. We do a small amount of in-floor heating, mostly high-end residential. But the large players are domestic hot waters, hotels, motels, schools, things like that with a high hot water demand.
Now, most notably, there's a large solar array at the Kalahari Inn and Resort up at the Wisconsin Dells, and I believe you were involved in that project back from the inception. From the design side, provided the equipment and some of the technology for that. How is that system going, and what was the experience like there?
Absolutely. The Kalahari is the largest solar thermal application in the state of Wisconsin. 104 solar collectors up there that's doing 30% of their laundry load. And it's only focused on one of their main buildings. it made economic sense for them to go ahead with that system, even at 30% of their load, because the enormous amount of gas they spend on their laundry.
On just laundry alone?
Yes, exactly.
Wow, fascinating. Could you explain to me a little bit about what's available from the federal government in regards to a tax credit for a solar installation?
Sure. No matter what size solar system it is, residential, commercial, it is subject to a 30% federal tax credit.
Okay.
It's not a tax deduction, it is a full credit, so you do have to have tax liability to take advantage of that.
Okay.
If you don't have tax liability, then you'd have to fall into the federal grant program for that, which is still 30%, but there would be a grant writing process to take advantage of that.
Now that's 30% of the total project cost, is that correct?
That is correct.
Well,
yes.
that's some significant stimulus there to encourage people to look at alternative energy, and that's obviously why we're here today, is to learn about alternative and renewable energies and how consumers can incorporate it into their own homes. And we're here today with Bob Klecker from Klecker's Heating and Cooling out of Watertown, Wisconsin, just down the road from us here.
Yeah, we're only 20 minutes away from Waterloo right now.
So here we are talking about geothermal. Well, tell us a little bit about geothermal and what and how you use it in your company, or who your customers are, or.
We've been doing geothermal here years ago. I did geothermal, but the geothermal we got right now is we're doing a lot of horizontal loop fields, the Slinky loop design field in the field. We have our own looper that comes in that does all of our loop fields. That's all he does is loop fields and stuff like that. He does a good job on it. We just keep working with him on that. And we did some conversions this year from open loop systems. We put in 3 units from open loop. We put in 1 unit and put 2 zone systems on it to zone it off, so each got floor separate zones yet.
Right.
And it worked out real good. And then the Climate Master has been a good unit. We can't get anything bad about it, really.
Now Climate Master is the manufacturer of the geothermal heat pump that you
Right.
will let you sell and
Geothermal
install.
heat pump, that's what we're doing. We're using the Climate Master line.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Air to air or water to water, either one.
So we have air-to-air units, which obviously, or water-to-air units, which makes we're turning the heat from the water and turning it into the air and distributing it throughout the home.
Right.
And a water-to-water unit.
Water to water is for your floor heat systems, doing your domestic hot water with it and things like that.
Okay.
Supplement heat against the gas or electric water heater. We do a lot of in-floor heat. That's our big thing, floor heat, and that sort of water-to-water unit really works good.
You had mentioned earlier when we first started out the interview in regards to, you referred to open systems and closed systems.
Right.
What is the difference between an open and a closed system?
Okay, an open loop system, you're hooked on to your well system for well water, and it's drained out into a pond or a creek or whatever you want to do with it. It can go any place it wants to, for
Okay.
watering. And the closed loop system is a sealed system where you got the loops buried in the ground, 8 feet down and 6 feet down, and it's just returned back. It's just a constant loop out of the ground. You're extracting the heat out of the ground to get into the unit to do your heat or cooling, whichever mode you're in.
Obviously, there's special training that has to happen. You have to have qualified people to install these systems. So it's not a do-it-yourself type endeavor, I guess, Bob?
It definitely is not a do-it-yourself inside. Can the person lay a loop field? I hope not.
Right.
Because that's the critical thing. And once you got it in the ground, it's a mess to take back out. I mean, you're going to start all over with square one.
So if a customer calls you up, Bob, and they're interested in geothermal, what are some of the things that you need to know from them so that you can develop and design a system for them?
Well, first of all, I look and, I'll ask if they know the difference between the open loop and the closed loop, so we can get on the right track right away.
Right.
And we'll go with that. And then we need to know the size of the house and the BTU. We need to get a heat calc of the house so we know what we're sizing for the unit,
Okay.
for the tonnage, and we go by tonnage. The geothermal is sized by tonnage. It's not sized by BTUs, actually. It's sized by tonnage,
So not like the forced air world with propane or natural gas where we size it by BTUs, it's actually sized by tonnage, okay?
Right, yeah. And tonnage actually does turn into BTUs. We know how many BTUs we can get out of it, per ton and stuff. So
Right.
That's what we got to size it for to get going on it, to size it. We've got a couple new homes going right now, which we sized out, and we do use our supplier, which is Milwaukee Stove. We use them for our engineering and help on it also. So, and they've been really good on it too. And the big thing people got to realize right now is this 30% tax credit that they can get back on spending the money on geothermal or solar.
So $20,000 install.
$20,000 install
is 30% tax credit, which is a $6,000 tax credit.
Right. That's $6,050 tax credit.
Wow, incredible.
So, it's a good investment on your money.